With me experiencing being a transformation coach, I've discovered that people really want to be better. And a lot of times people are not shown the way, but they're thrown into the way.
Don't push me away, don't throw me away. I've got some things I need to say. Tell me, won't you hear me?
If you are a leader of any sort, we have to meet people right there, right where they are. That's the only way.
What's up, family? Hey, listen, this is your boy, host Coach Raymond Bryan. This is a Ray Bridging Humans podcast. Listen, this is a very unique space. It's a space for misfits. So listen, I'm building a community called Bridgers, Ray Bridging Humans. I'm bridging humans, a place where everybody can find their humanity, everybody can find their stories, and everybody can be themselves. Listen, hey, if you like that concept, if you're a fan of me, or if you don't really know Raymond, I gotta see yet, please, if not right now, because I want you to do it right now, but if you don't subscribe right now, please, on the other side of the podcast, please subscribe to the podcast, Ray Bridging Humans podcast. I love y'all. I'm so excited about this episode. See you on the other side. Come on, let's get to it. Welcome to another episode of Ray Bridging Humans. It's the place where the people get to hear you and the world get to see it. What's up, Bridgers? What's up, y'all? We're back for another episode. Y'all see I got some dime pieces on this episode today. I got some beautiful women on this episode, y'all. I'm so glad for y'all to be back. We're back for another episode. I'm so excited. We've been in conversation now. We've been getting everything prepared and ready, and we've been in conversation now for about 30, 45 minutes. We've been talking, and I was letting them know, especially Leslie, before you pulled up, I was letting them know this is a podcast for humans, to humanize everybody. And I started out doing a lot of stuff, a lot of things that men go through, because I had to deal with my own stuff, right? So now I've moved through a whole lot of it. In therapy, I'm coaching, all those pieces, and I am transitioning now, listening to the Creator, watching where I am. And so I want to open up the floor for women. Like, y'all got stories too, you know what I'm saying? So I'm so excited to have y'all here. Bridgers, if you have not already, please like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast. I will not know what works, what things to talk about, if you do not let me know, you don't subscribe, you don't comment. So please comment, please share with a friend, please subscribe. And for all the latest updates, you can find me on raybridginghumans.com. That's raybridginghumans.com. And I'm just so excited for this moment and this time, this space that we are in, y'all. Like I said, I got some women on the show today, y'all. And this episode, man, church choir girls, the making of a good girl. God, the making of a good girl. Like I shared with them as well, Bridgers. I don't know if I'm gonna introduce them in a second, but they have some stories. I know we have some stories as men, and I grew up with two of these beautiful women on this episode. And one is a mom. We watch her, in the community choir space. And we grew up, we grew up together. We did life together. And just like men go through things and go through pieces that needs to be highlighted, women do too. I watch y'all grow up. I watch y'all, perform as well. We had to perform, y'all had to perform. We all had to perform, you know what I'm saying? And getting into the nuance of y'all's stories, like, that's what I want to do today. That's what I'm excited about doing today. And I'll let y'all speak. Y'all just speak to the crowd, speak to the Bridgers. Yes. I want to decorate these women, if you will, with who they are. I got a little introduction for them, but I love for my guests to let the Bridgers know who you are in your own way. But we have Leslie Hooker over, Pastor
Elder.
Elder. We have Elder newly ordained. Y'all, I just watched her just over the weekend. Like she went down to the Full Gospel Conference. I'm so excited about that. Is Walker over there?
Yes, he's the presiding bishop.
He's the brother presiding bishop. Okay, I just watched and I saw Erica Campbell, her husband get a position too. I saw that.
He's now over the praise and worship, like the fine arts, worship and arts ministry for Full Gospel.
I did not know how, I guess, pronounced or how defined Full Gospel was now. Like I didn't even know all those things existed. So happy to see that, y'all. But yeah, it's Leslie Hooker. It's my friend. It's my sister. My girl. Proud mother of 3. You know, she accepted her calling at 22 years old. Her journey in gospel music industry spanned over 24 years. She started when she was 16. We probably met around that time somewhere. She's a survivor of breast cancer. Yes, survivor of breast cancer, divorce, domestic violence. She got that in her repertoire. She can speak on that, depression, anxiety. I see her now. If you will see at the bottom of the screen, you want to follow her, y'all. She does content around a lot of these things, and I can tell, sister, that you have done the work. You're doing the work. You have done the work. But I see her posting like, yeah. She talking good. She talking good. But her mission is to provide practical and spiritual solutions that will offer support to vulnerability while empowering them to the vulnerable, while empowering them to find and fulfill their God-given purpose. We got Mama Sylvia right here. She's member of Miracle Temple Ministries, original member of Atlanta Draper and Associates. I Need Thee. This is the I Need Thee lady. I tell y'all, listen to Draper. If y'all, I know probably a lot of church kids watch this. If y'all like us, y'all church kids, y'all know who Atlanta Draper was. If you're not, you're a little young.
If you don't know, go look.
Go look it up. Go look it up.
Still relevant.
She's still exactly the same. Retired from FedEx, 2020 survivor of COVID. And y'all, we in my barbershop. Last time, Mama, she reminded me when she got her right. Last time we were in here, I had to help her literally walk and get up and get in the
walking, y'all was rolling.
She was rolling, right?
And literally picked me up to
the shampoo bowl, right? Oh my God.
He picked me up.
And you are a walking, living testimony. Same to you, Leslie. You know, I've shared on a couple of episodes. So my mom right now is battling stage 3 uterine cancer, and it has been a lot. 2025 has been a whole lot. But she actually goes tomorrow for her last chemo treatment. She's gained like 25 pounds back. It's been a journey, a battle. And she'll find out tomorrow. They still want to do it, because I know that's a feminine cancer. I've learned so much about it. They still want to do a hysterectomy on her, so they want to see how she should find out tomorrow.
She all right.
Yeah.
She's not my age. So
look, Mama 72. Yeah, right. It's a done deal. So I'm happy for that. But Mama Sylvia is one beautiful daughter and a grandson. The daughter Monique is my girl Mo. She was the youngest member of Atlanta Draper and Associates, the former member of Daryl Pettis and SIP. That's where we all met. The mother of one of the baddest up and coming drummers, Khristen Aytchan, also known as K3 Sticks, who's also a member of the Ace Band. I've been seeing them a lot lately, and I'm excited. I don't know why we got a police pulling up outside. I don't know who it is. Oh, I know who it is. Yeah, he just let him know we're recording right now. Yeah, he good. He good. Let him know we recording.
Unless he coming to patrol.
Right, I know, right? So yeah. Y'all, if this is in real time, y'all. We got somebody at the door. Yeah. What's up, man? Hey, I'll be here tomorrow. Come back and holler at me tomorrow, man. We recording the podcast right now. You on the podcast. You good. Holler at me. Come check on you, though. Appreciate you, man. I'll be here tomorrow. For sure, all day. All right. Yes, sir. Y'all, this is in real time. I can't fake this. I can't make this up. I'm glad I got police that stop by. Yeah. He actually do a community thing where he brings food and he invite community members to have conversations with officers. Last time he came, he brought the head lieutenant. He brought head lieutenants. He brought head officers, and they sat here on a Thursday. And listen, we got some hood people that come here too, and they scold them, but they were able to have conversation.
Yes.
They were able to like really talk and try to understand some stuff. So that's what we do. That's the energy we create at Taylor Salon. Yeah, I had to go and get a little plug in. But this is Mo. Mo has always been one of the sweetest women I know. She is so genuine and down to earth. She gonna speak her mind. She gonna let you know what it is and what it ain't, and what it ain't, and what it ain't. But so y'all, these are my guests today, and I just want, and no giving. Y'all want to go in the order I introduce y'all, or y'all want to do it randomly to just kind of let the Bridgers know who y'all are and why y'all decided to come be on this episode with me today.
I'll start off since I'm the oldest. I was thinking about some conversation we had before the podcast started, and about the way my age bracket of growing up in the church.
Okay.
And being accepted, because I've always had talent. I've always been able to sing, but because of my size, that was criticized in a lot of ways. I was always considered the one that would go against the grain.
Okay.
I was raised in a holiness church.
Oh.
Okay, so, but I was still the one wearing the red lipstick.
Oh, Lord.
The blue mascara.
You were going to hell, mama. You were going to hell, mama.
And the pastor looked back and said, "Look at you." Now that black stuff right at that, because I'm crying, praising God, I'm giving God praise. Yeah, my face blue, red, all colors, you know. But I was raised up in that time where that was a total taboo. We couldn't wear pants. We couldn't wear lipsticks. We had to wear lipstick. We had to wear stockings with sandals. We couldn't wear our arms out.
Wow.
We couldn't swim with the boys. If we got in the pool, we had to put t-shirts on.
Wow.
And so, when you all that flashed back to me, some of the conversation that we had, thinking about the way I was raised. We started out as a little girl. I started out at Baptist, but my most informal years, formative years, it was the Holiness Church.
Okay.
And it was no joke, y'all. I don't know how deep you want me to go right now.
Yeah, we gonna get into it. So okay. you share whatever you want to share in the introduction. So
yeah. So that's I'm well aware of the changes that have come about.
Yes.
In the church world now. Mm-hmm. It's totally different. It's still some stuff because of the way I was raised. I'm like, ooh, should we be doing that? Or should we say that? Yeah. Or should we wear that? You know, so I'm there, but I don't let it hinder me, or I don't hold it against somebody, what they do and how they look and all that. This ain't got nothing to do with what we saying, but of course, homosexuality was forbidden totally when I was. It's forbidden now, but I embrace it.
Yeah.
Some of my best friends.
Come on, Mom.
My best
Uh-huh.
people that I can depend on when I can't depend on the heterosexuals or some of my female friends.
Wow.
So I get being in that space of where it's a different world. It's a totally different world now. But I'm gonna go ahead and let somebody else say something. Keep going.
It's up north, y'all. We're about to go. We're about to go down the lane.
My mind is everything. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, I'm Monique. I think I am the good girl that went rebel.
Wow.
I kind of, after so long being in church and being taught these certain things and try to go out to learn your own way, figure out who you are, it was kind of hard. So with this, I just wanted to be able to reach the young ladies that have the tattoos and lesbian or bisexual or the community choir. Like, we exist. We're here.
We going.
So that's the reason why I was very interested when Raymond asked me to do this, because there's a lot to be said. A lot has changed. The world has evolved. A lot of things are accepted now, but still, we have to realize God for ourselves.
Yes.
You know, that's the biggest thing, is having your own relationship, knowing who you
Soul
are.
salvation.
So yeah, that's why I'm here today, and I hope you guys like what I got to say.
Wow, y'all coming with it already.
They coming with it already.
Elder, listen, Elder. Elder. Listen, before Elder speak, listen, Elder specifically, like, said y'all names. So, yeah, like, I already know this finna,
Wow.
Yeah, she did, yeah. But go ahead, Elder. Leslie?
I am Leslie Hooker. I have been on a journey to discover who I am since about 2018. And when Raymond reached out to me, I felt like it was divine timing, because I am now at a place where I have found myself.
Wow.
Very confident in who I am and who God has called me to be. But throughout my journey, I accepted my calling into the ministry at the age of 18. But even going through and navigating the journey of ministry, I still was presented with a lot of challenges. And I had to figure out how to show up in a world where I was used to performing. I was used to putting on a face for others.
Yes.
While dying inside, while battling and facing my own demons, but still trying to show up in a world to perform.
Yes.
And so now that I am ever still doing the work, but God has truly delivered me in a lot of areas, and now I am in a place where I can definitely speak to that, speak to those areas, and try to encourage other young ladies in those areas. I just feel like this was divine timing, and so you know, I'm here. I'm speaking for the young women that got pregnant early.
Wow.
I'm speaking for the young women that got married too soon and God didn't ordain the marriage. I'm speaking for the young ladies that were, you know, you got a calling, but you're still trying to fight with what the world says and what Christ says and what he's calling you to do. Speaking to even those of you out here that are raising children with special needs, and you're trying to figure out, God, why did you give me this? You know, did I make a mistake? You know, so I'm here to let you know that there's hope on the other side of it.
Y'all, listen.
Wow.
I can really like close it. Right? Listen, you just your willingness to be vulnerable. I love it. All three of you have sat here already. So I'm so excited about this conversation, just to get off into it. And from a generational standpoint, Bridges, we are here, and we have mother here. You know, we all grew up in on the choir spectrum, on the choir scene. And Mom, what year did you start singing?
I started singing in college, but I joined Orlando Draper
Yeah.
choir. I think we started in 86, 87.
Oh, wow.
I was one of the first 12
Wow.
original members.
Wow.
And that's when we started, and I was in it for until he passed. 15 years?
Wow.
15, 16 years.
Wow.
Practice every Monday.
Wow.
Every Monday night. Every
We
Monday
did
night
too.
of my
Oh my
life.
God.
Every Monday night. That's
Really?
probably why I never got married.
Wow.
But I had time to have a baby.
Listen, hey, you know, we do the thing.
What you want to do, baby?
After rehearsal, we do the thing.
Y'all have rehearsal after church.
After church, yeah.
Come on now.
Listen,
After
church,
church.
rehearsal, yeah.
Well, sometimes be before church.
You know.
You're planning doing church.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Wow.
A good girl.
Wow. And watching you grow. We essentially watched the associates. We watch y'all sing. We watch y'all perform. We like. I feel like y'all really introduced the whole like. You know, I remember the groove. Yeah. We learned that. I can remember my first pastor. Like he came to church rehearsal one day. And granted, like, and I grew up in the church I grew up in. Used to have all the church concerts. But one day the choir was singing. My mama was still in the choir then. I was a little boy, and he came to rehearsal. And he told him to start singing, and they started singing, and they started rocking. He said, "I don't know y'all doing." And so I can remember that being a thing, and to think about from where that was to when we started.
Yes.
We started going. And we started singing, we started rocking, and we started jumping, and we started doing all the
Yes.
things. We would travel every weekend, you know what I'm saying? Y'all, and I watched these women, y'all sang, you know, like to your point, y'all had babies, you did life. And I want to dig into the nuance of your stories today. All of you have said something already that has really already y'all ain't come play no games. Y'all ain't come play no games. So we gonna get into it. So I want to just start out like good girl. Let's talk about it. Good girl being the pretty girl who presents the best, the classiest, to present the most submissive, if you will. You know, that's, you know what I'm saying? Being a good girl, like, what did it mean to you all? And what did it cost you? I know that's a loaded question, but being a good girl, growing up, singing in the choir, where it relates, and I know it relates to all of your life, but being a good girl singing in the choir, like, what did it mean? If you can go back to your younger selves, if you could think about maybe your 12, 13, 14, 15, back in those days, like, what did it mean to you to be a good girl?
Yeah, I can start. So for me, being a good girl for me during those adolescent years started by seeking the approval of my parents, my grandparents. I was raised in a household with my grandparents. And so I grew up, as I was growing up during that time, my mother had me in pageants, cheerleading. My mama was big on academics. And so my grandparents, they were a part of the silent generation. And so even growing up in that household, it wasn't more so, there wasn't a lot of just talking dialect like we are having today. It was more so, this is what you do, this is what you don't do. And academics, poise, how you present yourself, those were the things that I got the nods at. So I internalized that is, okay, if I do those things and I'm getting the nods or the smiles, then that means that I'm being a good girl. And so even in church, you know, doing Easter speeches and just, you know, participating in different events, when you see the adults smile and nod, you know, versus like, let's say the neighborhood kids where they don't know church like we knew church, because I was raised in church, where they're fussing at them and they're trying to, you know, rear them. You know, I internalize it as okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do this because I want the praise, I want the approval. So that's where the good girl started for me. And then now we get into my teenage years. So I started singing. My very first choir was with Derek Peterson, Strength and Praise, as you mentioned, and I joined that choir when I was 16. And so, but they were the standard. Orlando Draper, Billy Rivers, Deborah Davis, they all were the standard, you know, so we looked up to them. So now I'm coming into, you know, I'm old enough now to, you know, do extracurricular things outside of, you know, church or being with my parents. And so they okay with church, with, you know, or they say, well, okay, well, that's rooted in, you know, church or God, so you can do that, right? Not really having the full understanding of like what all this encompasses, you know. And so now we're in this, and so the good girl, it's still she shows up here, but now she begins to show up in a different way. Because now you got to think about it. I'm a teenager. I was a late bloomer, and so during that time, I noticed guys, but I didn't really notice guys. But when I started traveling and being around boys a lot, I started to see how they would look at me. And then when we would sing, the response that we would get from the people. So all of that cultivated this good girl image. Like I said, it was rooted in the applause, the approval of people, but then it turned into, you know, now I want to be seen. And so that's where my journey started with being a good girl.
Wow. And it real quick, and I want to hear all of y'all. Like, how much of that to you, if you had to give it a percentage, like, and I'm saying this specifically to bring awareness to, what's to come with young women in ministry. Like, how much of that in those days when I could, like, for example, when we was in Nashville singing behind Smoking North, like, to you, how much of that was performance and how much of that was like you're doing it for God, like, or just mentally, like, if you could go back to that time.
Yeah. So I will say that, well, I can only speak for us, but I will say that when we sang together with Daryl, like, there was a genuine level of ministry.
We went for it.
Yeah. Right? Even our rehearsals, they were like revivals.
Yes.
There were so many people that came through strength and praise. They got saved.
Yes.
They received the Holy Ghost with the evidence of speaking in tongues.
Yes.
A lot of us came from like the Baptist church. I know I did. We weren't doing all that.
We weren't doing nothing.
I got filled with the Holy Ghost.
Yes.
During Pettis and Strength and Praise rehearsals, So I would never discredit that.
Right.
So when I would say 90% of the time when we're on stage, like, we are giving it. Yeah, we're going for it. But it's what's happening after.
Yeah.
And before.
Yes.
That's when it gets money.
Yeah. I like that.
So I will say that, and I can only speak for us when we sang with Daryl. Like, we were genuine about it, and that was not coming from a place of performance.
No.
Because our leader, he even set the standard. He was very genuine and passionate about what we were doing and what he wanted us to present.
Right.
So I would say it would be like 90% was all ministry.
Yeah.
But then there was that 10% that was performance.
And I probably should have clarified the question, because like the overall wholeness of it, and it's so much in the 10 that we
absolutely.
did. You know what I'm saying?
That team was big.
It was big, and I piggyback you. I know Mo can too. If Daryl watching this, what's up, bro? like we went for it, and we were honest, and we really had a fervor, if you will,
it was
about
a genuine praise.
Yes, and that was great. That was absolutely great. So I just want to hear from y'all. What y'all got? What y'all got? Cause we can go.
Because I'm old and I be forget what I'm gonna say. When she said some stuff, I already forget what I was gonna say about. But you mentioned about being in church. I mentioned earlier about when you started recognizing boys. Let me put it that way. Because of my size, again, I had very low self-esteem, but I always looked good. I always kept myself up. My hair was come out did. I always made myself look good. So when the guys started approaching me, specifically, I had very, very, very low self-esteem.
Okay.
Very low self-esteem. And he probably didn't help it even more so. But anyway, I was thinking about the fact that I didn't have to worry about guys clawing at me or anything, but I had I did my stuff. You talking about with the choir.
Real talk.
In the associates, I had my saved friends that I hung out with. And I had my friends I went to drink with after the program. It might have been some of them. I don't go there. But I'm just saying, I think about, like I said, Leslie said so much that I done thought about it. It doesn't slip my mind. Yeah,
she did. She went. I mean, you good. You went.
But, I was thinking about the fact you were talking about the good girl in church. And I tried to present that in every way that I could because of the low self-esteem. All of my girlfriends had long hair, were pretty girls, nice shapes, and I hung with them. There's like 4 or 5 of us that hung together.
Okay.
Specifically, the pastor's daughter. So that means he was kind of in the in crowd.
Okay.
But I never felt good enough for him.
Wow.
I never felt like, because he would say and do stuff, slickly say and do things, I would catch it, but I was just accepted. You know, I didn't have a voice. I'm gonna put it that way. I didn't have a voice. I can remember when we all, they were older than me. They all started going to college, and how he was, just over the, just reaching out to him and doing stuff. So when I went, I didn't hear from him. So I'm thinking, I done sung in your choir, I done been over your youth choir, I done directed, I done taught songs, I done, just gave my all. And you don't even acknowledge me. I wrote him a letter. I told him, I said, you treat me differently.
Wow.
And I don't appreciate it. He found I ain't treat, yes you did. I didn't really honestly develop a relationship with him till he got older and I got older. Maybe a couple of years before he passed.
Your pastor.
The past pastor.
Gotcha.
And you was talking about the good girl. Again, like I said, I would go to church, but after church was over with, I was going to get me some.
Listen, we went for it.
I got pregnant. I got pregnant.
Oh,
Mama, you talking, right?
Y'all check this out though. And when you said you speak for the women that got pregnant unmarried. Of course, I was unmarried, 23 years old, and I got pregnant. And I had to go before the church.
Wow.
I chose not to go on a Sunday. I went on a Wednesday morning prayer.
Wow.
Because I knew there wasn't going to be a whole lot of people there. Me and another lady were pregnant at the same time. And we had to go before the church and apologize for being pregnant. Mind you, the woman that was also there asking for forgiveness was pregnant by him.
Wow.
The same man.
The pastor.
she was pregnant by the pastor.
No.
It was not noted till years later.
Wow.
Whatever. And I would not dare say the names or anything like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people know the story, but we had to go before the church, y'all, and apologize. And you were there, and this woman said, we didn't know. I didn't know at the time.
Wow.
Like I said, I probably found out maybe 15, maybe 20 years later.
Wow.
That she was the child's mother. He was the child's father.
Wow.
So imagine a double how I felt when I found out. I'm like, you, what, nigga?
Wow.
You done made me come before the church and apologize, and you done sit here. I don't mess around and say too much. So
Don't see it.
I'm saying, y'all. I'll say what I gotta say. Because I feel like some of the words that she's going across.
She will. She gonna go. It helps lower your blood pressure. Don't train us. It helps lower your blood pressure.
But just when I think back over that time, how that affected me. That just alone.
Yes.
Because I was trying to walk the walk. I was trying to get saved, trying to do all the right things. But I was still human and wanted to have fun still.
Yes.
So that's how I ended up getting pregnant, whatever. But you pregnant, got the woman pregnant, and got us before the church?
Wow.
Real, sir? For real?
Yeah.
And I never had the opportunity to have that conversation with him.
Yeah.
If he was alive today, I would. I really would have that conversation. And that might be why we were able to reconcile later in life. Because later in life, he loved me, looked forward to me. When I was sick, he's praying for me when I was in the hospital and all that kind of stuff. So it's those type things that affect people. I saw not long ago, the girl got pregnant and was on the internet. And they made her go before the church. Can you imagine this 16-year-old child? They never disclosed who the father was. But who knows?
Who knows?
It might have been him. You know what I'm saying? So, again, like you were saying, speak to the young women that get pregnant. It is not your fault. You didn't lay down by yourself. God did not. He allowed it to happen for a reason. Monique has been a blessing. She a trip, but she's been a blessing. I love her to dearly, but she gonna get you told and tell you she been like that all her life. But I thank God for her. I thank God for putting her in my life, because even still today I learned stuff from her.
Yes.
So it was a whole lot of good that came out of that. But the church, if I just wasn't rooted in it like I am, I can see why people walk away.
Yeah.
I really can see it. But now that I sit and think about it, I think about, because I'm always jovial. I'm a jokester. I was really, before I got sick, I really was a nut. And I think that is a thing that helped. I did that again because of the low self-esteem, because of the size and all that, because I'm, not that I had to try to fit in, because people just like me genuinely, but I think that affected my walk, because people didn't take me serious. And they probably still don't now. Whereas now, I don't even care what you think. I'm just gonna serve the Lord until I die and go on. I don't wanna work in the church. I don't wanna do nothing. I just wanna go to church and go home. But I think along the way, I have not been used to my capacity of what I have not done what I'm supposed to be doing in the church. Or I just don't feel I've been able to use my experiences and things to help other young people or whatever. I was thinking about all that when she was talking about how I think I've sabotaged myself along the way, because I desired to have a singing career. And I was doing brunches and doing the things to try to get out there, you know, and be seen. But I always sabotaged myself because I didn't think I was good enough. I actually did. I wanted it, but I really didn't think I was good enough. I really didn't think I had what it took to be, even though I had people pushing me. That was the pushing my back is what helped. I had people, come on. I had a friend of mine, I opened up a restaurant. Monique worked at the restaurant when she was a teenager, and he was the one that pushed me, come on, I want you to do brunches on Sunday. I'm thinking, you want me to sing? I never thought I was a great singer. I never have. I've never thought it. And whereas now that I can't sing because of COVID, I want to sing more now than I did before. But I just think about all those things that have occurred that I've sabotaged myself because of church people, because of the church, and not having the support I needed a lot of times there.
And first of all, I want to honor both of your lived experiences. And Mo, you get ready. So I honor both your lived experiences, and this hearing both of you as a Black queer man, like it, because I had to do so much with my self-esteem, my self-confidence, and to hear y'all, like I think in ministry spaces, you know, y'all, we gotta start focusing on how we feel about ourselves too.
We weren't taught.
And we're not taught that. I mean, and so we genuinely want and desire to be the best Christians that we can be, and so much of that, our self-esteem is at a deficit. Our self-confidence at a deficit. I heard both of you, you know what I'm saying? Like hearing your stories, I honor those stories, you know, and to hear how both of you, I hear it like y'all were going for it. You did ministry, you did church, and ultimately like you had parts of your womanhood, parts of your girlhood that went unspoken to, and because, you know, we're here today. But Mo, what you got?
Ooh, okay, well, if we're gonna start to where I was smaller, I think my good girl stemmed from me wanting the approval of my dad, because he was so big in the church. And if I was in the choir or picked up an instrument, maybe I'd be singing.
Wow.
I think that was my biggest thing, was wanting to be seen. I had self-esteem issues as well. When I got an SIP, I think I was maybe 18 or 19. And it was a wonderful experience. I met some great people. We did a lot of good and bad things together.
We did.
But we had like some really good times.
We did.
And that's when I really understood church. You know, I really understood God, the relationship. When I was 13, I volunteered at a summer camp. And I loved that church because they did welcome me. And that's when I saw the pastor. My mom said this earlier before we started, that he showed that he was a human.
Yes.
And that spoke a lot to me. Like, oh, okay, so you do mess up. You do want to cuss sometimes.
Yes.
So it was still kind of like, okay, well, I see this, so it's possible that I can still feel how I feel, but know that God still loves me and I can still, you know, move accordingly. Yeah. So as I got older, Me too. I had a baby at a wedlock, and surprisingly, he was married. The thing that the church girl came to me that I think I became rebel was I had to sit down,
Wow.
but he was still on the payroll.
Yes.
Like, hold on, we did this together.
Right.
Like,
I
how-
do it by myself.
Same thing happened to me. Go ahead.
Like, how
You
is
serious?
this possible? You know? And then the conversations had was like, this hurt. I had to sit down from doing something I like, but yet and still you are paying this person. And you know that he was a part of this action too. So that for me kind of turned me a lot. The church mothers, I felt should have been more comforting.
Yes.
Because we all come in with something. If the church supposed to be a hospital, I was sick. And I needed to be covered.
Wow.
And I didn't get that covering. So because I lacked that, I just
Pull back.
I pulled all the way back. Still to this day, I still kind of, I still struggle. I struggle a lot with church and church people. I often say that I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. Because I know I have a connection. I believe in God and all those things. But when it comes to church, it's so much that comes with it. It's so heavy because you are expected to have this persona and to act this way as a woman and to do these things. But then, what about this man, or what about something else? So for me, it was a lot. I did become a rebel. I did go to women. And that was for me, and then I struggled with that too. How can I enjoy being with a woman and I love God? Struggled with that a lot. And I had to, once again, still in my journey of finding myself, still in my journey of seeing how God can connect me, how me and God are still connected. But I knew when my mom got sick and I prayed and I still did all those things and he heard my prayer, my mom as well, God still hears my prayers in spite of, I'm still covered. So I think now in my journey of really trying to figure things out in my life, I don't want to say, I don't know, I want to say it's because of church. Because I go to church, but I go to get just what I need. Like he can say
Like you
whatever.
said earlier, you eat the meat. and you
Yeah,
spit
eat
out
the meat and
bones.
spit out the bone. I go there because all the things don't pertain to me. Of course, some of the things that he talks about, it be far off, but I still listen and I get what I need from that part and I apply it to where I need in my life. And that's what I'm still doing now in my journey. But far as being a good girl, it's overrated. It's so overrated because we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to eventually come to a point where you can say, you know, I forgot, I lost the train of thought.
But you know, we
Yeah,
talked about
we
that
fought
earlier about preachers, the pedestals that we put.
Yeah, we do put them on pedestals. And just like what Kurt Franklin that we was talking about earlier, he's a man. Like I don't think he's ever said that he was a bishop. He never said he was a pastor. He is a great writer, great producer.
Right.
And so people put him on this high pedestal. So he messed up. It's like, oh, you did this, you did that. Well, baby, I ain't never said I wanted to be up there. Y'all put me up there, bring me down. So when I mess up, it won't be no big issue, you know. But
Well, but to what Leslie said earlier when we were talking, like there's a way, you know, because I said before we turned the cameras on, I think it's a gap between how we're programmed to look at this stuff, y'all,
absolutely.
and how it really is. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's afraid to talk about what's in between that. And so, to your point you made earlier, Leslie, there's a way that you can get up, be in your call, be in your position, and still like show the humanity of you as well as be in your call.
Right.
Yeah. Be in there, and I honor your lived experience as well, Mo. And it's just, y'all have said so much. And I want to ask, like, even now that y'all, if y'all can think about it, what as a woman, the women watching, y'all, please come in, please chime in. Like, what parts of, if you can think about it, did you have to shrink? Like, what specific parts that about your gifts, about your callings, that you had to silence, that you had to shrink, that you felt like you had to shrink in order to fit in this culture. And I'll say this before y'all answer, y'all, we're not trying to tear the church down.
Right.
And I also can say, growing up in it, being a part of it, we reserve the right to be able to critique, because like these women on this platform right now represent thousands, if not millions of women.
Right.
And so we want healing.
Right.
Like we want healing for the space. And so with saying that, what did you have to shrink?
I think for me it was my voice.
Wow.
Because I am assertive. I go straight to the point. I say what's on my mind. And I couldn't do that because I didn't want to offend nobody. I'd already did this big dramatic thing, and it's like, well, I need to probably just sit still and be quiet.
Wow.
Come to church and be still.
Wow.
Pay my tithes and just be still. I really couldn't voice how I felt because I didn't want to keep offending anybody.
Wow.
So I think for me, it was my voice not being heard of how I felt about certain situations.
Wow. But y'all.
I was just sitting there and listening to her, and of course everybody knows this is my child, and I'm even thinking back further for her. I'm gonna speak on you just a little bit. When Monique was little, and then it's going back to something Leslie said about people that you pulling back, but you got a ministry, or you got something that's in you that you need to hone in on and cultivate it and make it grow. When Monique was little, Monique wrote songs. She's like 4 or 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
When she first, but when she started writing, maybe because Orlando would come, she would call him every day when she got to school. Orlando, I wrote a song today. I think I still have them.
Wow.
I wrote a song today, and I wondered, I may have paid a part of her silence as well, not just the church, but I sit here and I was thinking about that. I said, Leslie's speaking to Monique, and Monique got some stuff in her that she needs to cultivate and get her voice back.
Yes.
She needs to get it back because it's in there,
Mm-hmm.
And like she said, it's your voice. You just get quiet. You just sit back and you watch,
It's been you. I've watched. Yeah.
You just sit back and watch.
I'm really trying to get past that in a few
We
years.
have to learn how to, and another thing we was talking about earlier, the thing that we didn't have back then, people are doing therapy now.
Yes.
Therapy was like cussing. You're gonna cuss somebody out.
Yeah,
You say
to
somebody
say
going
that,
to
right.
therapy, and that is what it has helped me to try to learn who I am. In my 63 years, I'm still learning me.
Wow.
I'm still learning me. It's still some stuff about me that I'm like, wow. Okay, so really, Sylvia? It's all about self-awareness.
Yes.
Because you've been driven in your brain that this is wrong, that's wrong. You can't do this, you can't do that. Don't look that way. You better. That's the culture that I was raised in when I was coming up. I don't know if y'all experienced that, but it's just certain things it was a taboo, and you was going to hell. Yeah, it ain't like that, and I'm learning more and more now. God He not just ready to send us to hell.
He's not just angry.
He's not
this
that angry,
being
yeah.
He's ready to strike us down.
Yeah, that's what we've been presented.
Yeah.
You've been naughty with, you gonna go to hell. You gonna die and go to hell. You know how many nights I done, went to church, like I said before. Let me go back a little bit. We be in church and we shout the church up. Baby, done sung them down.
Sung them down.
Baby, sung them down.
Lay it out.
I be thinking about, well, what was that? That couldn't have been me. And knew I was finna go, Lord,
Wow.
I touched my mouth. Knew I was finna go get me, I was finna cuss. Knew I was finna go get me some as soon as church is over with. I'm gonna tell y'all this quick story right quick. My pastor, like I said, he's anointed, he's a prophet. Yeah, we was in service one night and I got my hands up because I want to live right, I want to be right, I want to be seen right, I want people to respect me, being a saved young lady. I want this. And my pastor called me and says, we going in. And I was saying to the Lord, I really want to be saved. I really want to do right. Oh God, Sylvia, come here. So I'm like, yes sir. I go up, we're in service.
Mm-hmm.
He whispered in my ear. He said, the next time you do it, it ain't gonna be good. I
Oh God.
Oh God. And I got to her in my crying because I'm saying, am I crying because God heard my prayer? Or am I crying because it ain't gonna be good?
Wow.
How crazy is that?
Wow.
But want to be presented as that good girl, to be seen as that saved and sanctified with my dress down and my ankles, and
Wow.
I'm gonna stop talking because I can go on for days.
Wow.
I ain't talked all day, so I can talk.
Mo hit on, losing the voice, and I definitely lost my voice. But more than anything, I lost my true identity.
Wow. Wow.
I can agree to that.
Yeah.
And it's not the identity of, I don't know that I'm a woman. I know that I'm a woman, but it reminds me of the song when PJ Morton wrote, saying like going back to, I just want to be a kid again. When I had all these hopes and dreams before society and trauma and life came along, like I lost my identity. I can also speak and I can identify with Mo. I got pregnant with my oldest son. I was 19 when I got pregnant. I had him at 20. But I have a shared experience. His father was the musician, the organ player of the church. Mm-hmm. And when I went and told our pastor that I was pregnant, I was told that I had to sit down. He didn't have to sit down. And when I asked why, it didn't look good for me because I wasn't married, but they needed their musician for the service.
Wow.
And so, not knowing it at that time and in those moments, but just over the years and doing the work to just pull back the layers, that's when a lot of the silencing began. Because as long as I looked the part, and let's just keep it real here, I had already accepted my calling into ministry. So I was preaching. I'm leading praise and worship. Back then it was devotion. I'm leading devotion. I'm doing all the things. The pastor at the time, the church I was going to, he wanted me to be one of his successors. So he was wanting to train me to be an associate pastor. So I'm doing all this work in the church. I get pregnant. I have to sit down, but the father doesn't because they need a musician. And so it was then that I felt like, okay, I still gotta perform. Because as long as I was doing the things to make church happen, to make Sunday morning happen, to bring in those tithes, to bring in the people, I was good. But then the moment that my sin became public, my humanness showed, then I was no longer good. I needed to be hidden. Now, when you get that, when you have this baby, you can come back.
Right.
And so that was one of the things that started, me just to the deconstruction of Leslie, and who God called me to be. Because despite the sin, because like Mo said, we both were wrong. Despite the sin, the calling was still there. Still there. And so I struggled with my identity there, and it kind of dates back before because I experienced sexual trauma. And I was not raised in a household where we had conversations around sex and what that looked like and what that meant, and even the importance of it, even from a Christian aspect. We didn't have those conversations, and so it was just don't do it. And so when I lost my virginity, it wasn't anything that was planned. He wasn't even my boyfriend. I was just going with my older cousin on a date with her boyfriend because in order for her to go, I had to go. And so he brought a friend, his cousin. And he was a much older guy. And so when they went off on their little date, it just left us. And then he lured me. And so that's when the silencing started for me. And I learned, I know now, but I didn't understand then. What you don't say no to, you say yes to. And that behavior and that pattern followed me. And I had so many sexual encounters where I was silent. Like physically I'm there, but my voice was muted. I never really spoke what was truly in my heart. And even when I would feel that pull and tug of like, okay, this is not really what you want to do. And even when I would hear the voice of God saying, okay, let's get out of this, like it was almost like I was frozen. Like I just kind of was submissive because I still wanted that approval. I still wanted to be seen.
Wow.
But now I'm struggling with trying to find myself and who is Leslie. But I still want to be accepted. But then I still got this call. So I went through a period of just not really knowing who I was. But I was still getting called to lead songs.
Yes.
And so then that's when a lot of the performance came. But it also, I hid in that. I found safety in being able to get up there and sing and see how other people were inspired and how they were reacting and how I could draw them and pull them in, not really knowing that when I got off that stage, I was still that lost little girl. But there was safety on that stage for me. But the enemy did use that to be like, then it became where I craved the stage. I craved the stage. Now I understand, going through my healing journey, that there was a place of safety and refuge for me. But yes, I definitely lost my identity, trying to go through, be a good girl and, going through just, everything that comes with church, and just really wanting to please people.
Yes.
I wanted to please them so bad.
Heavy.
Yeah, I wanted to please them, and I wanted to be used, and not used in a negative way, but I feel like, okay, I have something to offer. I love ministry. Even to this day, now that I'm on the other side of it, I'm still that girl that I'm a church girl.
Yeah.
I'm still a church girl. But I know, and I've seen the workings of how genuine people can come and they can inspire and empower people.
Yeah.
So I still believe in that, and I still believe in the entity of church.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was just, I had lost who I was.
Yes.
And I was just fighting to try to find her again.
And I'm gonna say this. I've never said this publicly. I'm gonna say this on this podcast. Y'all spot on with this identity thing, because I can remember, and this has nothing to do with Daryl or the choir, but I can remember my younger self being 20, 21, 22, and I was doing my thing. That, like, I can relate to that, but a part of my performance, I can remember. Like I think I would take you home from rehearsal sometimes, and so I can remember in my head, like, with that identity thing, like, Raymond, you can, like, just get with Leslie. And y'all can be like pastor and wife, and you can, because I at the time I was trying to preach in the church, and I wanted to be this. I said, this will be a good, like, Leslie's a good girl. She a good, I've never said this publicly. She a good girl, you know what I'm saying? And I think you already had Landon, and she's nice and she's good, but I knew I didn't want that, but I knew that would foster, that would make me look good.
And let me speak on that. It wasn't until last year that I'm even open to the idea of dating a man in ministry.
Wow.
Because there have been so many men,
wow.
You thought it, but there have been so many men that have actually acted on it. Wow. When it comes to me.
Wow.
They don't look at me as, oh, she's just nice, or she's beautiful, or all those attributes. It's like, I could use her. She looks good for ministry.
Wow.
She can draw a crowd. She can help raise an offering. And I've had men to tell me that. Like, pastors. Like, of course they're going to tell me how beautiful I am, but it's going to come out in that conversation. And so for years, that turned my heart to say, I'll never date a man in ministry. Woo. In fact, that's why I like the thugs. I like the ones in the street.
Wow.
Because I felt like, okay, I know about church. I know about this. I know the inner workings of church. So I know all of that. And so for a lot of you to try to use women, one, as a facade, because I've even had some gay men to try to, they want to date me as a cover up.
Yes.
So I've had all of that,
Yes.
But at the same time, I've been so desperate in finding myself. I've tried to talk to, and I've been attracted to men where I could see that they were homosexual.
Wow.
But I know a lot of gay men that are well educated.
Yes.
They look good.
Yes.
Lord knows they smell
Good
good.
job.
Yeah.
They always smell good.
And so I would look at them.
We here, y'all.
Listen. Let me tell you, we being honest. And I would just be like, yeah. But I would just be like, maybe I can change him.
Wow.
Woo.
Woo.
Yes. So it's not just about them being. I've been attracted to some of them, and even like I said, talking about the guys that I knew were in the streets.
Yeah.
My mind, because again, I am that person that I want to see people. I want to see them flourish and grow. Even the street guys that I was attracted to, I'm like, okay, I can help him.
Yeah.
But they gave me a sense of security.
Yeah.
And they were just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I in my mind at that time during those seasons of my life, I didn't really feel. I felt like if something went down, they was gonna take care of Leslie.
Wow.
The guys in the church, I wasn't really sure about that. And so for me, it was a lot. I got a lot of it. And you were one of the guys, because I wasn't, when I first met you, I didn't pick up on whether or not you were gay or anything like that. And so, but during that time, there were a lot of gay men that came through the community choir scene, right? Right. So, but you never kind of gave off that energy.
Yeah.
And so Raymond was one of the ones I was like, oh, he fine.
Right.
So yes, everybody wants Raymond. All the women,
Everybody wants Raymond now. Trust me, the people.
listen, everybody wants Raymond. But seriously, like Raymond was one of the good guys, because he treated us like, he made us feel sane. He didn't even though like you were saying, you had the thoughts of like, I could date Leslie, like she's nice and all that. He didn't really prey on me. Like I've had other men, like musicians and other guys, like, just in that scene kind of prey on me. He never preyed on me. And so when a guy like that comes and he's just genuinely being himself and being nice. And, we laugh and joke and having a good time. Like as a woman, like my feminine self, like that's attractive. I want to feel safe and secure. I don't want to feel preyed on.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, we experienced a lot of that too, in the church and the community choir scene, you get preyed upon.
Yes. And I'm gonna tell y'all, so we gonna hit Shane next, y'all. And there's a hierarchy, if you will, in Black community, and specifically, we can talk about Black church because that's the conversation today. And so this is a learning moment, a learning point. Y'all, this conversation is so rich. It is so rich, y'all. This is a learning moment for us all. And so who sits at the top? And I it's like tiers, if you will. Who sits at the top? Who gets the most grace? Who gets who's most privileged in our community is the heterosexual man, right? And then under that tier is women, heterosexual women, and then you say the children, and then everybody else is just misfits. You know what I'm saying? So I've said this, and I've cringed when I said this, but I want y'all to challenge me. I want y'all to challenge me as well. Like we having a conversation. This is so jacked up, and I'm like, you mama, for respect of mama, I'm not gonna cuss on this episode. When I say this, listen, I know I'm gonna get some flack for it, but I'm gonna say it. Growing up like this, being in these spaces, and hearing the masks that we all wore, I feel like your success in ministry is contingent on how much you can hide your.
Yes,
Absolutely.
most definitely.
And that's sad, because if you can hide, if you can be silent, you probably can go far. And it shouldn't be that way, because that's not how the Christ that we serve, that we serve, that's not how that's not even what he would approve of. But go ahead.
You made me think about Leandria when you said that.
As long as she can hide her alcoholism,
She could hide it, she's okay.
she's good,
But she ain't studying them. She's like, I got a problem. Y'all gonna know about it. God still uses me.
And so to hear that, and to move forward. And y'all did this, man. How did shame keep you in line? And we've said a lot already, but this is for the women. This conversation is for the women, y'all. This is helping so many people. I promise to God.
The bomb word, forget you, whatever.
Yeah.
I had to take that attitude. That's how I've survived.
Wow.
I had to just say,
basically
let it go on
yeah.
with my life, because if I thrived on that, I would die.
Wow.
I would literally have died.
Wow.
So much shame.
And I want to hear it from y'all, and just for the sake of conversation, I'm gonna say this because I know on this panel I represent, the part. It's a large community of us who don't go anymore. And quite frankly, we don't even care to go anymore. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Not because, and I got a lot of pastor friends that they have talked to me a lot about this. And I have a good relationship with them. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. And I know this is probably something that I have to continue to get over. But the level of healing that I have come into, because I know I'm a leader, mama, and I'm not just gonna go in church and not do anything. Like I'm a leader. I know that, and that's why. Hence, that's why I have.
I'm supposed to be doing something. I'm just to the point
No.
now I have to do it now.
And I get it, and that's why I created a nonprofit outside of the space, because I still got God's work in me. But I have a thing with, if I go back to the space, this is so vulnerable, y'all. If I go back to the space, how much of me
Can you be
has to go back
acceptance?
in that closet?
Acceptance.
How much of me has to go back and pretend and perform? And so to still respect, because I love it, y'all. I love church. I listen to gospel music. I love it. I listen to sermons. I'm a member of Potter's House online. Like, I love Bishop Jakes. But in order to go back in this space, it's unclear to me, and I don't, because I'm able to be so authentic. That's why I can do this podcast, y'all. How much of me has to go back and hide in order to be successful, in order to be really genuinely respected?
Because they gonna always say, "Oh, he's a good guy. That man is bad. He this, he that, but he can't." Yeah.
So that's my piece, y'all. So because I don't want, and this is real in real time, because of that shame piece. Yeah,
Give someone that repentance. God gave you what you gave.
Real talk.
But we have just misconstrued all of that.
Man.
I'm thinking about some of the most talented people are hiding. The most talented, think about corporate people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how, now it's more open, but when I was coming up, you bet not said you was gay working at FedEx, you had a corporate position.
Don't worry about it.
You couldn't, you wouldn't have a job. So, that is so crazy. You're making me think about so many things. That is so crazy that we just cannot accept people for who they are because of the stuff that we've been taught. I know some stuff is wrong. How we know is, they say it was in the Bible, but gifts come without repentance.
And mama, and I'm not getting away from y'all. I promise to God I'm not. No. And I'm so studied, mom, in scripture and the word, and I go beyond what surface it says. I go into context, like when was this said, when was this taught, what group of people were they talking to, all those pieces. And I got a lot of commentary on there, but I don't want to challenge anybody in this moment. But yes, gift comes without repentance, mama. And so because of that, I know shame is one of the biggest pieces I've had to address, just like you guys. And so to hear you say, man, you had to like your voice, like you wanted to do more, you wanted to do more things. That was a lot. That was a lot for me, y'all. So just even y'all, like what did y'all for shame? Like what did y'all hide for shame? Wow.
Shame for me.
To keep it in line.
Yeah. I recently just overcame shame.
Wow.
I had to go through public humiliation with a public divorce, where things were said, some were true, some were not true. And not only was it said, it was recorded on video and posted on social media.
Wow, Leslie.
And so,
Wow.
yeah. And so it took many years of therapy, and it really took me really getting in my word and reading my word and really debunking the lies that even my inner voice started to believe.
Yes.
And so for me, it was just a daily walk. There were times where I had, and I have some friends that can attest, like I've had anxiety attacks on the way to church. I would have little fidget balls that I would have to kind of massage in my hands sitting in church to try to calm myself down. For me, and you all were speaking about, church and things of that nature. The thing that kept me rooted where I am is the leadership.
Okay.
And so that has always been the driving force for me. And that's one of the things that I try to encourage people with that are kind of like wavering, like, do I want to be in person in church or not? I think leadership, because they're going to drive their ship.
Yes.
And they're going to set that standard. And I truly believe that if you're in a place where they are just teaching the word, they're not adding their perspective. It's not being taught through rose-colored glasses. They are just teaching the word. They're not teaching it from a topical point. They are really exegeting the scripture, like you were talking about. There will come a time where some things it's gonna make you say ouch.
Yes.
But you need to say ouch.
You need to say ouch.
When
Right.
you start using them, they probably say, Lord, really?
Absolutely. And there will also be times where that light bulb will come on and the word will illuminate itself and you will be able to see God for who he really is. And like we were talking off camera, where because I grew up where my dad was not present all the time, I grew up in situations where it was survivorship. My view of God was not how I was supposed to view him. I viewed him from a skewed perspective.
Right.
And so being under the leadership that I'm under now, and really reading my word and being able to ask questions and gain clarity and understanding, that helped me to walk through that shame. And I never forget my pastor, Dr. Linda, told me one day, you're gonna have to put your big girl panties on, and you gotta keep moving. And that spoke volumes to me, because the enemy will want us to shrink. The enemy will he wants to continue to rob our voice, and he wants us to continue to be blind to the fact of who we really are. And how powerful of creatures, godly creatures that we are. And so that's his whole purpose, to steal, kill, and destroy. And the more that he can get here, because it starts here mentally, the more that he can get here and our inner voice can tell us, oh, see, he said this about you, and then you had that baby out of wedlock, and you gay, and you're not really sure of who you are, and are they really going to accept you? The more you can drown in your thoughts, he'll keep you separated.
Real talk.
And so yes, we can, and so that's the power of this digital age that we live in. We have access to everything that we need. So we can become knowledgeable ourselves. But the reason why I stand for the entity of church is because there have been so many days when I walked in broken, when I walked in a full-fledged panic attack, that I had somebody just to touch me.
And that's all you needed.
And sometimes it is the power of community. And you just need somebody to just look at you and just give you that hug and acknowledge you. Because when you've gone so many years of not being seen, not having a voice, and to walk into a place and then like, hey girl, come here, give me a hug. Or what's up, bro? Hey, you gonna be at the barbershop? I'm gonna come meet you up this week. And we play a ball on Thursdays. Man, come up here with us. We need that community. And I understand you have the nonprofit, you got all these things, but some people don't have that.
Listen, you on point, because that's what it's about. At the essence, Leslie, it's community. it's community, and we need it as a people. Like that's how we survive. That's how we make it. So I feel it. And even in this moment, y'all, this is, and I pray to God, like y'all are watching and listening, like these are my friends, these are my people, and we can have this conversation because it's a real conversation.
Absolutely.
And I don't knock church. I don't knock church, and I know you know that, but I know for people, like I think people when people hear that people don't go to church, we just push over it, like, oh, you go to the club and you don't want to go to church. You go to work, you don't go to church. But y'all, church has been built in our hearts,
Right.
Foundational,
Right.
And so the club is not foundational in my heart. Work is not like church has been built from childhood. You know what I'm saying? And so I definitely agree with you. You know, fully, 100%. I agree with you, Leslie. I don't take away from your experience. No.
And I want to say one more thing too. When you were talking earlier, and I'm trying to get my thoughts back. We were talking about Lord help me. You were talking about
before we turn the cameras on.
So just now when you were talking, we were talking about church, and it was when it come back.
Okay.
I'll bring it up.
It'll come back. What about you? So with Shane.
So with Shine, for me, I faked it.
Wow.
I faked being okay. I faked like it didn't bother me. For a long time, I was depressed, but I knew how to function in my depression. So it got to a point where I had to be okay, not just for me, but for my kid. Because if I'm not okay, he's not going to be okay. Then I will be bleeding my issues onto him. So I had to learn that you need to really deal with what you're feeling. Which I'm still learning how to maneuver now, because like I said, I'm still in my healing journey. But that was mainly my thing when it came to shame, like just fake it till I make it. When it came to me having a kid with the married man and being gay, my mom helped me too, because she was like, I don't agree with this, but I love you. That's all I needed. Yeah. My mama loved me, baby. Forget whatever you got to say. Forget anything else. I don't care. My mama here, I'm good. But even after that, I still felt like an emptiness, because I wanted to be a part or be around, but I didn't feel like I could, because in my mind, you still thinking about what I did.
Yeah.
Or you looking at my tattoos and think, different of me. And so that also brought me to be mean, as people would say, or have a stank attitude, but that was just a defense mechanism. Because if I can get you before you get me, then you can't hurt my feelings.
Wow.
So that was a part of me as well. Like, and as I get older, I'm becoming more softer, because I'm realizing I'm good. Like, I'm okay. It's not what I really thought it was. It's nothing wrong with me. You may think something, that's fine, that's your opinion, but I think this of me, and this is how I'm going to move.
Self-awareness.
So that's kind of how I've learned how to deal with my shame. I deal with it.
And let me say this too, Mo. I see your healing. Like everything you just described, it helped me to understand you watching us grow up. Like I saw all those pieces. It helps.
And when you used to think I was so mean, I wasn't.
She wasn't. Like you was just quiet.
I was, and that was part of me being sour.
You got mom over here.
You was mean, honey. What Betty said about you the other day. Say Monique look. She like, hey Monique.
I mean, okay, so sometimes I can be mean, but that's my way of showing I love you too.
Well,
if I'm mean to you, that's my way of my love.
But you're so beautiful, Mo, like inside and out, and I celebrate you right in this moment because you're so bright, and I see it and I feel it. You keep growing, keep healing, because like as you said, Leslie, we have to keep going with the healing. Like it's not a one stop fits all. It's not a one thing. And so even now, because we're talking about this conversation, I don't speak ill on the space because I know it's where I come from, and I'm gonna be a believer till I die. Like I'm gonna ride out like this.
I remember that.
Come on, we give it. I knew it would come back. Come on.
When you just said that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I do appreciate that I'm seeing a lot now is I do see a lot more pastors having conversations.
Yeah.
There's more of an awareness and a presence. And so, because when we grew up in church, it was very systematic and structured.
Yeah.
Like we were speaking off camera, most leaders, they were on pedestals, and so they struggle with even showing even parts of their humanity. Even so much so, like, I can even appreciate, and I love to see a pastor or a preacher get up and they just share, like, maybe a financial story, and how they struggled. Maybe they went through bankruptcy or whatever. Like even connections like that. It doesn't always have to be like, I sold drugs or, I had 10 kids. But just to show us, like, okay, I had to go through.
Yes.
And I do see a lot of, preachers, leaders, theologians just showing a lot of their humanity.
Yes.
I watch a lot of podcasts as well, and I see a lot of them just talking about, their journey.
Yes.
Dr. Sarita Lyons is one of the thought leaders and theologians that I follow, and she also openly talks about her journey of how, she was born a Christian, born and raised, but when she went to college, she lost her way, and she got into so many other different religions, but then one day in her dorm she found God again, and she found her way back to Christianity. But it's like just hearing the stories like that, of like, yes, I'm human, I haven't always just walked the straight and narrow. And so I do celebrate, and I do appreciate that these types of conversations, they are becoming more prevalent. Like even when I just went to the Full Gospel Conference last week, they had classes on mindfulness and mental health. Like these conversations, they're no longer taboo.
Yes.
But they are coming to the forefront, and they're coming to the forefront in our churches.
Yes. That's
and
good.
so and it's much needed, and I appreciate that. And even just having spaces where a lot of the older women, and now it's crazy that we're becoming the older women. We're now carrying the church, in our 40s, but now I'm saying that, and I'm one of the ones where, I don't want to just tell young girls, just don't do it. Right. I'm not, if we're going to have these conversations, let's have, because I want you to be full of knowledge.
Yes.
I want you to be aware.
Yes.
I do my children the same way. My kids know that this house is a safe haven, and we can talk about anything. Landon, and just my oldest son had just finished his first year of college, and he came home sharing stuff with me, and I had to clutch my.
Don't it make you cringe?
I was holding on to my pants, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm so happy he's talking.
Wow.
That's so
because
important.
it took me a long time. I'm talking about late 30s to start having conversations with my mom about stuff that happened.
Yes.
And that's like when she was just there talking about Mo, I'm smiling because I'm like, look at these generations.
Yes.
And how she was able to accept her daughter. When her daughter went, okay, you like girls? Okay, we like girls. You like, okay, whatever, I still love you. And that's what us as parents, that's what the church, us as leaders in the church, that's what this younger generation needs to see. They need to see people accept them.
Yes.
You need to be able to walk in whatever church. If you ever decide to go back into a church, you need to be able to walk in a church, lead, and be yourself.
Yes.
And not carry the burden or the guilt of, will people accept me if they know that I'm a gay man?
But you're not coming in flamboyant. You're not coming in hat.
But no, but even with that,
even with, because I had and he, if he's watching, what's up, bro? I had a trusted pastor friend. We had a conversation, and he said, "Well, Raymond, you don't wave the rainbow flag. So what you worried about?" I said, "It ain't about that. Because it's some guys right now who you can look at and you can't tell that they not gay. You can clearly look at them and say, so what about the space for them?" And so I told him, I said, "Bro, like, no, I don't. But, bro, like I've had to do so much work to get here, and I'm not trying to come and be in a space to where I gotta be disingenuous."
Yes.
Again.
And so, even speaking on the gay piece or flamboyant versus manly and all of that, like, I don't want there to be any division made.
Right.
Like, okay, you can come because you
Yeah.
look like a man.
I'm privileged.
But then you
Yeah.
can come because now you doing too much.
Right.
Like you shaking a look,
Right,
you
right.
flouncing looks. No, I need all of y'all because see, that's what happened to us.
Wow.
We look like good girls, so we were accepted.
Right.
But then, like when the girls from the neighborhood, because my church was in Fraser in the hood, so when they came in, they weren't church. So they dressed all the way up here. They breasts hanging out. You know, they come in smelling like weed. The mothers and everybody turn their nose up at them.
Yeah.
So that's pushing them back out into the world.
Yeah.
But I'm accepted. But little do they know, I'm having sex.
Right.
I'm not married.
Man.
I'm smoking weed.
Man.
Drinking.
I'm drinking.
Everybody.
Man.
I'm watching pornography.
Wow.
I had a baby at 19. You just don't see him because maybe he in the children's church right now. But I looked the part.
Wow.
So no, we gotta accept everybody.
Yes.
And let Christ do the work.
Yes. Yes.
And that's what we were saying off camera, that you know we get so caught up in church that a lot of us don't have relationship with Christ.
Yeah.
So after Sunday, and we've got that emotional fix, and that adrenaline is going. By Tuesday, we falling apart.
Wow.
And we ready to do something that's unthought of or the unthinkable because we don't have a solid foundation. We don't have that relationship.
Right.
So now I want everybody.
Yes. And that's where it should be.
That makes sense, but I'm just saying.
No. No. We heard you. We ain't.
Oh, you know, we're not knocking that.
Yeah, because to your point, Mama. Like I know that camera. I know that I offer the gay that y'all can tolerate. I know that. Listen, I know I'm privileged in that space, and so and to Leslie's point, like is I got some brothers right now that they go to church every week and they sing and they direct and they serving and people don't even look at them and respect them as a man. They look at them, oh, that's key. You know what I'm saying? And so to Leslie's point, like I feel like now, and we're rounding the conversation out because man,
it's loaded.
It's so loaded, and it's not done, but it's so loaded. And as we round out, because it's people there, like how can we cultivate like more honest, authentic, genuine spaces in church? How can we cultivate spaces where people can just come and be, because ultimately we all need Christ. We all need the Savior. So what is it that we can do specifically with women? Because this conversation is about y'all. How can this space be cultivated? And that's where I want to land on with the conversation. And we wrapping, y'all. But how can we cultivate spaces where little girls can come and she can be the fullness and the wholeness of who she is in a genuine space? How can we cultivate
She's
that?
not perfect. You're not going to be perfect. You're going to fall. You're going to do this. You're going to do that.
Right. I
Be
feel
your
like look at
authentic
the
self.
person.
Uh,
I feel like look at them, see them for who they are,
Yes.
not their sin, not none of that. Straight this person.
Yeah.
How are you? What's your name? You know, you came to church, like come to church. I want to see you again. Let them come again, and then slowly as they start coming, hey, you want to have another dress? You got another skirt? You gradually show them the way instead of just automatically
being abrupt.
putting your judgment on them. Talk to them, get to know them. You don't know why they dress this way or what happened to them to make them feel this way. Once you get to know that person and understand their story, you have more empathy. Yeah. I think that's what church lacks too, is empathy. Yeah.
Oh my
Dude,
God.
it's so, yes.
So that's because my church is in the heart of South Memphis. There's no telling what will come in.
Yeah.
Come in our church.
See how we go, man.
Right. But we welcome, like, come on in. And as they gradually start coming in, now you may see them directing traffic. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Put them in the church. Let them have that community that they're missing.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get that and stop judging right off and talk to them. We might get more teenagers. We might get more people that want to come to church and see that, oh, well, they're not going to just judge me or they talk about me. No, I want to get to know you. I want to come to women's chorus. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Be more welcoming. And I think that's what a lot of church lacks now. Is that, yeah.
Wow. What about y'all? How can we cultivate the space to to make it more
I agree with
conducive.
everything Monique said.
Yeah.
It's showing people their vulnerability, that you can, it's okay to be vulnerable. I just had a conversation with some people out there yesterday. We are so afraid of being our authentic selves, and then people see that person. I don't have a problem with it no more.
That's all I'm gonna say to being human.
Yeah, just being
human.
Yeah.
Baby
We
girl,
forgot that.
don't worry. I used to
I
do the
did,
same thing.
right.
Yes.
But let me show you how I got past it.
Yeah.
Let me
Come on.
help you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All
Yes.
of that.
That's it. Everything they said, I did everything they said. It's the empathy, the vulnerability, and making them, creating spaces where they can share.
Yes. Yes. That's it, man.
Like
Yeah.
like even for me right now, even walking through like divorce, I walked through that alone, not really with the church. But like providing like safe spaces for, young girls, young adult women, and then grown women, just the space to just be honest, be open. And then like Mo said, when they do open up, it's not a time to judge.
Right.
Like she said, okay, girl, like, I get you, I got you, and let me show you how I did it. Like sometimes people need a blueprint.
Yes.
People, like somebody said, you never know where somebody came from. And most times we have these preconceived notions in our head that people are supposed to know.
Yes.
Everybody, they don't know.
They don't know.
They don't
They
know.
don't know.
We don't know where they came from. We don't know what they've had to go through in life. And I'm not even talking about older. These babies these days, middle schoolers are dealing with depression and anxiety, and they're going through so much. They're having sex very, very young, fifth graders.
Yes.
So they need a space, and some of them are in homes where they're not getting the tutelage that they need.
Yeah.
So if they come to your church, maybe they come up with a friend. That's not the time to be mean and be rude to them. Get off your high horse and meet them where they are.
You have to. Like that's what we are today in this society. I preach it to the hills and back. That's what we are in this society, y'all. We have moved into an era and a space to where authenticity is key, especially to those generations. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to come with it. They can smell bull.
Yeah, they sure can.
They can smell bull from the door.
Yep.
And so where I feel like we were the last generation that just did things because we were told.
Absolutely.
We were the last generation.
The
Like after that, they want to know what. Like you said, why?
That's why I be like, huh?
Yeah. Why I gotta do that?
Show me.
You ain't do that.
Show me.
Show me. And so that's what we are now. And so again, because I love the space and I respect the space because this is where I come from, and I wanted to have this conversation. This is just part one of another conversation I'm gonna have with women, because I just like you guys have stories too, and it's so nuanced. And I pray that the Creator continue to heal your voices, heal those broken pieces to where you had to sit, when you had to sit down, when you had to and so what I'm about, and like you said so much, Mama, what I'm about to say, like we, and I want to do a future conversation about this, but privilege is so important, y'all. We have to sit back honestly in these spaces and recognize, because of certain privileges, how we act. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have the privilege to not show your sin, then the person with the privilege, hey, you got to be mindful, bro. Like, because like we did it together. You know what I'm saying? And we do things together. So I love y'all so much. And God, this comes, we can talk all day, but I'm just so thankful that all three of you were willing to come and sit on this stage and be honest. Like, you gave your stories without any pretense, and I know you all, three of you, are walking in your healing. These are women that I respect, that I love, and y'all are walking in your healing. And the only piece for me that I sometimes even cringe with my story, that it took us this old to get to where we are. You know, but
How you think I feel?
right. I don't know.
I'm 23 years
Honestly, a
older.
lot came from COVID. Like,
Mhm.
a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
just came from
Absolutely.
COVID.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The mental, learning that our mental health is very important.
So important.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
One of the common things that I've heard all of us is that we're all on our healing journey.
Yes.
Most definitely.
We've all
Yes.
got, because we're all, and we all should, get to a crossroads
Mm-hmm.
to where you like, okay, enough with the bullshit.
Yeah. Real talk. Real talk. No. Real talk.
That's-
Real
you know,
talk.
that's it, right?
Real
And
talk.
I'm not talking about what other people doing,
Right.
what you doing,
What I'm doing.
what I'm
right.
doing, you know?
For real.
So,
For real.
Man in the mirror.
Yeah, so like, and I like to challenge people too that when you get to that crossroads, find you some people,
Yeah.
find you some
Yeah.
women
That's
and
so
men
important.
Yes.
that have been there, and you see the fruits of their labor.
Yes.
And then you start walking alongside, because we all need somebody to kind of hold our hands in certain areas.
Yes.
Especially when you're trying to, like we said, deconstruct
Yeah.
a lot of what we were taught
Uh-huh.
and what we feel that is right versus what the new knowledge that we're coming into. And this current generation, you know, they don't like authority.
Not at all.
You know,
No.
and we know in Memphis our
Yeah.
crime is crazy.
Yeah.
They don't
Uh-huh.
like authority. And so, and we even see that in the church, like there's a lot of
Really?
rebels.
Really?
And
Wow.
so, yeah, and so even with that, I would challenge those, like, you know, when you get to that crossroads, like find you some women and find you some men that you can see the fruit of their labor and you glean. Because
Yes.
I have so many women that their wisdom helped me
Wow.
to get over
Wow.
and to get to where I am.
Wow. Wow. That's good. And to close it, I will say, to your point, that I love the boldness of this generation now, but they don't have restraint.
No, they
But
don't.
they don't have wisdom. If we could take a little bit of our restraint and a little bit of their boldness and put that thing together,
perfect.
man, we be solid, y'all. But
You made me think about me saying I was fat. The fat girls now, they wear everything hanging out.
Absolutely.
I wish I would have done that back then. Lord
Absolutely.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
They don't,
Absolutely. Yeah.
no restraint. They just don't care. Take me or leave me.
Man. Y'all have given me so much to go on. Please, y'all comment, leave messages. I want to hear y'all because this is ongoing, and I want to have women. I want to give y'all girl talks, all of y'all individually, like individuals, like conversations on the pod, because I feel like this is where we're going. This is where we're at, and like again, this was not to turn anything down, anybody down, but it was to bring awareness to where we truly are and what it truly is. So thank y'all so much. I love y'all for coming, and man, that was another episode of Ray Bridging Humans, the place where the people get to hear you and the world get to see it. Love your family. Peace.
Yeah. Thank you.